A good coach, a bad situation, and a lot of lost assistants equals yet another team looking for a new head man. Hey, how are you? Jason Horowitz. Glad you could join us on the Sports Update presented by Toyota. Plenty of NFL on the way, and we start with the 8th team looking for a new head coach. It was less than a month ago that Marty Schottenheimer turned down a one-year contract extension after his top-seeded Chargers fell to New England in an AFC divisional game. Yet it was understood he would be back in 2007. Today, it's a guarantee he won't be. The coach with the 6th most wins in NFL history fired after a 14-2 season, the most wins ever by a coach in the final year with that team. As for the reason, well, team president Dean Spano said, quote, "When I decided to move ahead with Marty Schottenheimer in mid-January, I did so with the expectation that the core of his fine coaching staff would remain intact. Unfortunately, that did not prove to be the case, and the process of dealing with these coaching changes convinced me that we simply could not move forward with such dysfunction between our head coach and general manager." End quote. GM A.J. Smith was not in San Diego when Schottenheimer was hired, and that relationship has always been rocky. And as for the assistants, well, 5 in different places, including new head coaches Cam Cameron and Wade Phillips. As for what's next, here's Schottenheimer.
This organization right now and this football team is better than the one that was here when I got here. Well, I'm going to enjoy some quality time with my family and my grandkids. You know, I still enjoy what I do, coaching, and, you know, never know what the future may hold.
Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, Andy Reid has had to deal with Eagles' in-house problems during the T.O. years. Now he has his own house to deal with. The Philly coach taking a leave of absence till mid-March to deal with family issues. Remember, 2 sons, Britt and Garrett, both arrested on the same day at the end of January on separate charges. One testing positive for heroin, the other arraigned on drug and weapons charges. Speaking of drugs, Major League Baseball's Players Union is doing its best to keep names from being associated with them. The union asked the Federal Appeals Court late Monday to revisit its December decision to allow investigators probing steroids in sports to use the names and urine samples of more than 100 players who did test positive for performance-enhancing drugs back in 2003. If the December decision survives, the players who tested positive could be called before a grand jury and asked how they obtained their steroids. In a different scenario, Cubs ace Carlos Zambrano is demanding he get paid now or he'll leave when his contract is up at the end of the season. The righty has said he does not want to deal with the contract during the season, so it has to get done before. Zambrano finished 2006 tied for the most wins in the National League and was the 4th leader in strikeouts. College hoops and 14th-ranked Georgetown may just be the hottest team, 71-53 over West Virginia, the same team that beat UCLA on Saturday. As for the Hoyas, their 8th straight, and during that span, a 16-point average margin of victory. Folks, Pittsburgh doesn't lose at home often, just 8 since moving to the Peterson Event Center in 2002. But Monday, the Panthers' worst loss at the Zoo, 66-53 to Louisville. They shot just 3 of 22 from beyond the arc. As for the Cardinals, trailed 2-0, then never again. Remember that triple overtime thriller between Texas and OK State 4 weeks ago? Not even close to that on Monday. 83-54, the Longhorns crushed the Cowboys. Best defensive effort of the season for Texas while shooting 56% from the floor as well. All right, time for the Witz Hits. Remember, right before the 2006 season, Oklahoma football expelled starting quarterback Rhett Bomar and lineman J.D. Quinn for taking excess pay from a local car dealership. Well, now the NCAA says there was a 3rd Sooner who should have been expelled. The player so far unnamed, and the university insisting there was no 3rd player. NFL and Giants new GM Jerry Reese already placing his mark on New York. Monday releasing 3 starters, albeit injured starters. LeVar Arrington, Carlos Emmons, and Luke Pettigrew all looking for new teams. And Steve Nash will miss this weekend's All-Star game in Vegas to tend to his shoulder injury, while Golden State's Baron Davis out indefinitely to have knee surgery. Neither the Suns nor the Warriors nearly as good statistically without their point guards. And one other note, congratulations to Boston University, winners of the 55th annual Beanpot Tournament, the Terriers' 3rd straight by beating Boston College 2-1 in overtime. All right, that'll do it for the Sports Update presented by Toyota for February 13th. Hope you enjoy the night in sports. Should be a very good one. Jason Horowitz, take care.